Virtus in Veritate, welcome back to FortiKast, the official online show of Parif Northfield's official school publication, Fortibus, FortiKast online show. Join us every Friday as we explore different issues, discover the truth, and share good vibes in our coming episodes. Today's episode, we ask, what is Fortibus? Please welcome your hosts, Luis Bonifacio, Bernz Caasi, and Lance Valencia. Uy, ba't ako solo lang? Yan, okay. Napakagandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to FortiKast. I'm your host, Lucas Bonifacio, and with me, as always, the talented, the amazing, the handsome, the unmatched Lance Valencia and Bernz Caasi. Hey guys, how are you guys
Meron
doing?
pang isang L,
Thank you.
Linus Calderon.
And where is Sir Linus? Oh, pati ba palabas sa studio si Sir? Ayan.
Yun!
Sorry, it's triple L.
Like,
Triple L plus B. So sorry, Sir Linus. Hello, Sir Linus. Good afternoon. How are you guys doing? Isang linggo na naman na nakalipas. Kamusta?
It's nice to be back.
I know, it's
Yeah,
nice to
I've
be
been
back. And
for weeks, 2 weeks, 3 weeks yata.
2 weeks ata, sir.
2 weeks ata. Dahil ang dami na nangyari. So simula nung Holy Week, wala tayong episode. And last week naman, araw ng kagitingan last week. So shoutout po sa ating mga heroes dyan and our frontliners, especially our frontliners, defending us from all. Thank you so much for your service. And also last week was also Family Day. So congratulations to the House of Anchor and Vinta for winning. It was a tie. Captain Lance, congratulations and shoutout po kay Captain JM, no? So guys, as usual, you know the routine here. We're back at it again. Welcome again, dear friends, to FortiKast. Today's episode 22 or episode 11 of season 2. So you know the drill. Highlights of the week. How are you guys doing? Let's start with Lance. Ikaw, Lance, highlights of the week mo pa.
Well, first of all, welcome back, guys. We haven't had FortiKast in about 2 weeks, actually, diba? 2 weeks, yeah. And it's been so. I guess for me, for this week, it's been all right. It's just another week filled with a lot of schoolwork and all that stuff. Just the usual stuff, really, Lucas. So yeah, that's how my week has been.
Yeah, I agree. I can vouch for that. And also, what added to the excitement of this week was the release of the U-Star.
Oo nga.
So, shout out po sa mga
Oo nga
batch
pala.
2021, no? So, the batch 2021. Sana see you all sa college, no? So, konting taste na lang. College na tayo, guys. So, see you guys there. What about our teachers? Kamusta naman kayo, sirs? Isang linggo na naman na nakalipas. Let's start with Sir Bernz. Kamusta, sir?
Well, some days were heavy, some days were light, but all the way we're still all right, no? So okay pa naman kami. We're still breathing. Humihinga pa naman kami ni Sir Linus. Now we are just waiting for our students to finish their PTs. The school year is winding down, but work hasn't stopped yet, no? We still have to check your papers. But, we're looking forward to the vacation. But boys, before you look forward to the vacation, wag natin masyadong madaliin yung mga requirements natin, ha? And we're also catching up in our mentoring chats. So para sa mga hindi pa na-chat ng inyong mga mentors, feel free to approach your mentors, no? It's part of your formation here in Northfield. And we mentors are always here to help you out whenever you have any issues or problems. Kahit walang problems, catch up lang with your mentors. So yan ang mga ginagawa ko ngayon. Ang highlight ng week ko, mentoring chats with the students, mentoring chat with the parents, creating PTs for my grade 12 class, creating assessments, and looking forward to seeing your perfect scores.
Looking forward to see your perfect scores. Shout out sa mga teachers namin. Expect nyo yan. Sorry.
Dapat lang, ha?
Magalit yung mga klase ko, no? Sorry, joke lang po yun.
The pressure.
Joke lang yun. What about you, Sir Linus? Kamusta? How was your week?
Yes, well, same with Mr. Caasi. I've given you some requirements for our class, di ba? I've extended the deadline. Shout out to grade 12. Okay.
Laging may extension.
Yes, so yeah, catching up with mentoring as well, as Mr. Caasi said. And what else? Yeah, catching up with my requirements sa grad school din kasi na-late ako sa solution. So yeah, that's the highlight.
Yeah, back to student life nga rin pala si Sir, no? So best of luck, Sir Linus, with all that you are currently doing, no? So yan, guys. Another
Lucas.
highlight of the week. For me, aside from, the U-Star and all those things, ako, just a plain week. I got into some new music lately, and lately I've been listening to so much of Super Junior. So you guys should, check Super Junior out. They released the new album kasi, So they age like wine. Habang tumatanda sila, talagang gumaganda pa rin talaga yung music, parang wine. So, anyway, Another highlight of the week, no, was Mariners. We just had the end of our club days, no, last Wednesday. So congratulations po, shout out to our clubs all over there. See you again next year, no. So very exciting ang mga kaganapan sa ating side of the rainbow, no. So I'm very very much excited for today's discussion. Sir Bernz, what are you expecting with how we shared, ano ba talaga yung episode natin yun?
I'm
What are your
excited because as your moderator in Fortibus, I can't help but wonder how did the whole thing start, no? Parang kami ni Sir Linus, we are your moderators, no? When we assume this responsibility, we know that there has been a long tradition of excellence in campus journalism already in Northfield, and this is one of the hallmarks of student life, no? Campus journalism. In fact, Mr. Sator is very proud of our campus journalists that in every open house we can't help but to talk about how excited we are with Fortibus. And today, I'm very, very excited. I'm sure Sir Linus also, that we will be meeting some people who really started this tradition of raising the bar higher in terms of many things we do here in Fortibus. So,
Maraming salamat, Sir Bernz.
yeah,
But before we bring in our guests, allow me to reintroduce ano nga ba talaga ang FortiKast. Kasi
go.
palagi ko itong favorite ko itong sinasabi. So muli, FortiKast is the official online broadcasting arm of Fortibus, Northfield's three-time best campus. Dapat mabagal yun kasi sobrang kakaiba yung tayo. Dapat mabagal yun eh. Three-time best campus paper in the Catholic Mass Media Awards. Pero ano nga ba talaga ang Fortibus? Yan ang ating pag-uusapan ngayon para sa ating first part of today's show, our In Focus. See you guys there. All right. That being said, Lance, why don't you go ahead and introduce our guests for today?
Okay. So everybody, please welcome our guests for today, Sir Tomas Roque, Sir Mark Villaluna, Gio Boncan, and Bernz Perez. Everyone, have applause.
All right. Virtual round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome the Fortibus pioneers to the stage, to the studio. Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat, Sir Thomas, Sir Mark, Sir Francis, Sir Gio. Welcome to FortiKast. How are you guys doing? Hello.
Hello, guys.
Thank you.
Hello.
All right. So, konting icebreaker lang po tayo. First of all, why don't you guys introduce yourselves and maybe share with us ano yung unang role or position nyo sa Fortibus, no? Let's start with Gio Boncan. Gio, kindly introduce yourself.
Okay, so where do I start? My first job, I guess, when I first got into Fortibus was as an editorial writer, and that's been consistent, I guess. That's always what I was in charge of ever since then, all the way until the end. So there, I was an opinion writer, so to speak.
Yes, thank you very much for that, Gio. And what about you, Francis? Kindly introduce yourself and share with us your Fortibus role.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I think people know me in Northfield as Kiko. So during my time in Fortibus, Sir Mark saw me as the editor-in-chief. But I just started out as a managing editor, also writing a column and helping out in the graphics. So yun lang, Lucas.
Nice. Thank you, Francis, for joining us. What about you, Sir Mark? Kindly introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Mark Villaluna, and I was the school paper advisor of Fortibus from 2012 to 2016 before I left Northfield to pursue my job now as a professional journalist.
Thank you very much, Sir Mark. And what about you, Sir Thomas? Kindly introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Tomas Roque, batch 2007 of Northfield, fifth batch to graduate. First role in Fortibus. I think my first role was to make the rules. That's not a joke. In 2002, 2003, I remember the first meeting we had. We were a bunch of guys, and that's what we did. The first thing was to establish the name. My first role was we had to think about the name, Fortibus. We chose Fortibus, and to find the roles. Yeah.
All right, thank you for that. So, Sir Mark shared, no, he's a professional journalist now. So maybe we can hear from Sir Tomas, Gio, and Francis. What have you guys been doing lately? Maybe ano pinagkakaalaman nyo, your work. How are you guys? Sir Tomas, you're
Yeah, right now, in 2014, I left Manila and I came to Spain. So now I'm based in Madrid. I came to Spain first to study my master's in Pamplona, in the University of Navarra. Um, and I studied economics. After Northfield, I went to La Salle. I also studied economics in La Salle. And now I'm living in Madrid. And I'm working in finance and investment management. That's what I'm doing now.
all right. See you soon there in Spain. De, joke lang.
Anytime.
Baka mga
Pwede,
pasok sa
pwede.
Navarre, no? Baka mga pasok sa Navarre. So, see you there. What about you, Gio and Francis? Kayo, ano mga pinagkakalaman? Let's start with Gio.
Okay, so I graduated a couple of years ago, as most of you know, and I got into UP, and now I'm in landscape architecture. So I guess I could talk about what's been happening this week. Okay, so yeah, I've been working on, as usual, I've been working on a project long running, and these usually last for a few weeks. And it's gonna end by this time next week, and hopefully I'll have it all in the bag. So I'm really hoping that's the case. Please pray for it now. Yeah.
Yes, of course, we'll do. Thank you, Gio. What about you, Kuya Francis?
Well, as you know, you and I have been doing the St. Joseph podcast as our spare time, but I'm already a graduating student of UST. I'm taking up journalism thanks to Fortibus, so hopefully I'll be able to help out with what's been happening here. Yun lang.
All right, thank you so much for that. So, dear friends, we hope you guys enjoy our discussions today with the pioneers of Fortibus. So, go ahead, Sir Bernz. Why don't you start our discussion for today?
Right. Ngayon, alam na natin yung pinagkakaabalahan, no? Nakakalito talaga yan minsan yung mga Filipino terms natin na ganyan. So, now we want to get to know more about the beginnings of Fortibus. Tomas, you mentioned earlier that one of your first role was to define the rules. No, that's pretty interesting, but I'd like to take us back further. Tomas, what or who inspired you to start the whole thing? Like, what was the thought process when you were,
Yeah.
anong grade ka noon, di ba?
Yeah.
We're very curious
sure.
about that.
Yeah, well, in the first place, I want to make it clear, I wasn't the only one. I didn't start it alone. I was one of a group of people. One was Miguel Delgado, he was my classmate. He's a doctor now. I think he's in PGH. He went to UST as well, like Francis, Kiko. Yeah. He and our first advisor was Mr. June Bariano. I still remember him. Yeah, he was the first advisor, and we were grade 7 at that time. We were grade 7. It was
grade
still
7.
For grade 7, the first year to fourth year. Yeah, grade 7. Year 2002, because I remember that was school year 2002, 2003. It was the first school year that Northfield had from prep to fourth year high school, which I think now is grade 12, right? I'm not sure. They changed it, yeah. And in that year, lots of things happened because we wanted, as the students, I remember we wanted to create a lot of things. So Miguel Delgado was really the brains behind the first Fortibus. He was a really great guy with Mr. June Baliano. Miggy was the first editor-in-chief. My role, after defining the roles, I remember that, I don't know if the room still exists, but it's there in the back, of the old library. I don't remember now how Northfield is today. But I remember we were there in that classroom and Miggy was talking, and Miggy, we chose Miggy Delgado to be the first editor-in-chief. And I was still one of the role I took after we defined the name and the roles that we needed to create a school paper. Was one of the editorial directors as well. And I know this because yesterday, since I think it was Javi who contacted me on Facebook, I still have the original list of people who worked at Fortibus. I kept it in my hard disk drive. I have it with me here. So like I said, I still have the first 5 years publications that it's in Manila. And I remember we chose Fortibus. I remember Miggy and Mr. Vallano, Lance Lim, and all these guys from back in the day. They wanted to name it the school paper Fortibus because it was the brave, right? We had to be pioneers, as you said. starting something new. And that same year, also the student council, the first student council started. And that's why I'm so happy that Lucas says that Virtus and Veritate, because that motto was something that I remember we had a meeting one afternoon and we wanted to name the student council's logo Virtus and Veritate. I was like, when I heard it the first time I saw FortiKast, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Northfield's really changing a lot. But yeah, I remember. I still have the original seal. I also kept it in my hard disk drive of the first school seal. And it's Virtus and Veritate. Yeah,
Thank you. Amazing story. Nakakatuwa yung hard list. I'm curious to see kung ano na itsura nung listahan na yan.
I have the first articles also. I was looking, I have everything. Yeah, everything. The first articles that came out. And I remember it was 2002 because it was the canonization of Saint Josemaria, one of the founders of Northfield. And I remember, of course, one of the first articles was that.
Thank you
Great,
so
thank
much
you.
for that. Grabe, no? So it's nice because that same year, lobas ng Fortibus, lobas
We have
din
to
ng
preserve
student
that,
council.
Lucas.
So yeah, we really have to, no? So palagyan na natin ng isang room sa Northfield and Valley, no? Isang museum, no? Pwede tayo ng
Oh,
Northfield Museum of
archives.
Copies.
Gusto ko yan,
Archives,
gusto ko
tama,
yan.
tama.
40
go ahead, man.
archives.
40 archives.
Uy, bago yun ah. Okay, so I would like to ask the second question to Sir Mark Villaluna. First of all, hi Sir Mark. Actually, funny enough because past moderator and current moderator were my mentor, si Sir Caasi at saka si Sir Mark Villaluna. So it's nice seeing both. It's nice seeing Sir Villaluna again. Hi Sir, miss na po kita. But I'm curious, sir. What made you decide to become the moderator for Fortibus during your stay at Fire of Northfield?
Okay. Actually, it was not really more of a decision coming from my part. When I went to Northfield to work as a teacher, I was hired by Northfield while I am still a student in UANP. I was in my 5th year. I was trying to finish my master's degree in the humanities, and I was offered by Northfield to handle some subjects. I think English, composition, and world history. And at the same time, the executive director of Northfield back then, I think that was Mr. I forgot the name, but the ED at that time asked me if I could handle the school, the student media organization. And at that time, I was wondering, well, was there an existing school publication or at least an organization of students dedicated for writing? And when I entered in 2012, Fortibus was out of circulation. The Fortibus that Tomas and his team started way back around the early 2000s. So my first work at that time, when they gave me that responsibility, was to do research. So I looked into the library. I searched for existing copies of what could probably be the student publication at that time. And I saw the older copies of Fortibus. And I was surprised when I was looking at the editorial board list at the masthead. I saw the name of Tomas, and I knew Tomas way back in my days in UANP because we were going to the same formation center. And I was like, wait, I know this guy. So that's how it started, really. So when I assumed my role as the advisor of Fortibus in 2012, I was really trying to revive the publication because in the first place it was already founded. So why would you reinvent something? So I searched about the name. It's right. Fortibus is the Latin term which means to the brave ones, and that's the direction that I wanted to continue. A school publication that has the courage to not just start something awesome, but at the same time to have that same uh, degree of courage, fortitude, and magnanimity in the way we write the stories, in the way we dialogue with our environment, and so that's how it started. And I guess the tagline "Virtus in Veritate" is very apt as well, which translates to the strength in the truth, right? So there's always strength in the truth. And that's it. I just look for people, students at that time, who have interest in writing, and we were able to find them among my students. So that was it.
Thank you, Sir Mark. And Sir Mark reached out to me to start 40 Kids. That was my first. Yeah,
It
that was
was
my first. That was my first project when I was like grade 7. Also, 40
grade
Kids.
7, yeah.
Yeah, I wrote for 40 Kids. Thank you, sir. Grabe. Guys, I
Wow.
don't know about you, but I can't help but feel so patriotic. Feel so
Patriotic.
love that
Oh,
passion
tama actually.
for like Northfield, that talagang fortune talaga favors the brave. Talagang nung bata ako, kahit kailan hindi ko naintindihan kung ano ba ibig sabihin ng motto natin. Pero kung kailan ako gagraduate, doon ko lang naintindihan. Grabe. Thank you so much to our audience right now. We hope you guys are having a great time, no? I hope you guys are learning a lot about our wonderful school, no? So go ahead, Sir Linus, take away for the next question.
Listening from the founders and the first moderators here with us. Personally, I'm the youngest member here. I just joined Fortibus 2018 because Mr. Caasi asked me to help him, co-moderating. So I'm learning a lot. Thank you for sharing your stories. No, my question is for Gio, who was my student before, and Kiko. Yeah. So what motivated you to be part of Fortibus, and how were you recruited to be part of the team?
Sino mauna? Si Gio ba?
Kiko.
Ako? Sige. Well, actually, it was by accident. I remember Sir Mark substituting for a class. It was just, I think, the first 2 weeks of the time I got back to Northfield because I came from another school for a year. But I was in Northfield for 11 years. So I actually remember Kuya Tomas Roque when I was just young and he was already in high school. I remember
Really?
familiar faces. Actually, just the other day, I found kasi lagi tayo na-feature sa yearbook. Like, so yung prep kami, and then now I just scanned through the class pictures. Third year ka pala when I was prep. So,
Really?
anyway.
Wow.
So, I remember na, yun nga, I came back to Northfield. I was grade 7, or because of K-12, it's grade 8. Sir Mark substituted for a class, and just out of nowhere, I think it was with Jose Buencamino, one of the great feature writers also in Fortibus that time. And they were advertising Fortibus for those who wanted. And all of us among our class, lahat kami, we just wanted to take photos. As in, we just brought out our cameras, everything, submitted them. But Sir Mark saw in me a different potential. He asked me to write for the column, and I ended up becoming the managerial editor right from the start. So I helped out distributing the first few publications. I still have it right here. And actually, this logo, he asked me to design. So it was really ano. I never imagined being part of a publication. I had no interest in writing. I'm not even that kind of a bookworm, but it led me to developing new hobbies, new potential. So Fortibus for me was an accident. I never imagined becoming an editor in chief, and right now the course that I have is journalism in the university.
Wow. Okay. So let me correct naman, not youngest, I'm the newest member here. Because here, yeah, I know, I'm older than Tomas yata. Kasi he was 2007 in 2007, I already graduated high school, 2007. Di mo nalata. Okay, so Gio, when I joined
Okay.
Fortibus, Fortibus, Gio was already the editor-in-chief. So yeah, how was your journey? So what motivated you to be part of Fortibus, Gio?
Okay. So, just a little bit of background. I transferred into Northfield about halfway through my school life. So, I came into Northfield when I was grade 7, and it was around 2015, I think. It was 2015 because I remember that's when Star Wars came out again, the sequels. And that year, I decided that I wanted to join Fortibus because I think there was a club day one day, and I decided that I wanted to learn how to write. And my parents of course encouraged me, and I had my classmates too who were G to join up. So I mean, all the motivation was there, right? And it was something new. So that's what happened, and I'm glad that I decided to take that course of action. I guess, yeah. Hmm.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. So I'm really happy to hear these 40 stories. Pwede ba? Okay ba? 40 stories. Pwede? Goods? Goods goods.
Okay yan, okay yan.
Okay yan. Okay. Okay.
Bagong segment.
Bago story, segment of 40 stories. All right, so let's greet naman our viewers dito. So may mga nagko-comment po here. So I'll be the one to view the comments. So here from Anchor 24, Yahoo, let's go NF. Thank you for joining us, no? So ito from Matthew Fule Topacio. Grande Tomas. I only speak a little Spanish thanks to Dora. So I don't know what's this.
I was with
Thank you
Matt
for
here.
joining us.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Matt, for joining us. And here from Abigail Sugitan Zapanta. Hi po, hello po, good afternoon. So Sir Bernz, care to read this comment, sir?
Yes, from Sig Villanueva. Hello, guys. Nice to see you, Tomas, Kiko,
Old
Lucas,
prof, my
and to everyone. Keep
My
up the good
prof.
work. Ayan.
Hi, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hi, Sir Si Sir Villanueva ba
Sir,
yan? Teacher
Sir,
siya.
Villanueva.
Hi, Sir!
Sir, miss you, sir. Grabe, iconic.
Gulat ako
And here,
dun.
ako rin eh.
Iconic yan,
Like-
Sir Sig. Icon of NF yan. Original.
Agreed.
OG.
Icon yan. So, Sir Linus, our next comment, please.
Yes, from Mr. Fernandez. Hi, Tomas and Mark.
Another icon.
Hello, Mr. Fernandez.
All right. Thank you po. Ito, sumagot si Sir Sig. Yes.
Yes.
Grabe yung reunion, pre. Grabe, nakakatuwa talaga yung ating mga reunion episodes, no? So, to those alumni also joining us, meron po tayong alumni episode. Feel free to check out our past episode. Facebook.com/FortibusNF. Nandun po yung, meron po kaming episode with our alumni. And here, may nag-comment, Lance. Go ahead and share. Read naman our comment.
Yun, galing po kay napakahusay Mark Andrew Fietas. Wow, nice to see Mr. Mark and Kiko and Tomas.
Fietas, of course.
Fietas.
Philippine teacher ka yan.
And here we have from Lance Lim. Hello, glad to see NF guys doing well. Hello po, Lance. And here,
First
body po kasi.
official photographer yan ng
Oo
Fortibus,
nga,
si Lance Lim. First official photographer.
Mga pioneers talaga naman nandito.
Ayun,
Grabe.
bumati po
Gawa.
sa inyo, Sir Tomas. Hi po, boss. Hi, boss daw. And here, Gio, may bumati din sa'yo. Parang kakilala ko rin ata. Sabi niya, oh no, it's Gio. Why no? Why no?
May
Andrew,
explanation.
thank you so much for joining
Kababa,
us.
ayan.
The sibling pala. Okay. Ito here, grabe, keep them coming. Keep the comments,
The comments coming.
Grabe, sorry. Naglalag na yung utak ko, no?
We
So here
also
from-
have Sir Jots.
Yes, from Sir Hi
Yes.
Thomas, Kiko, Chico, Gio, Mark, Lance, Bernz, Lucas. Hi, sir.
Hi, Sir
Thank you
Mariano.
for joining us here.
Another icon yan.
Yes,
Uy.
tama. Father John
Si
po.
Father.
Hello, great to see
Father
you,
John.
sir. Thank you po
Mga
for
icon
joining
lahat,
us. Yes.
Puro mga
So,
icons, masali,
attention
mga
to our
legends.
FortiKast team. Merong suggestion dito sa comments. Meron
Oo
bang
nga eh.
old teacher sessions?
Tama,
Yes.
dapat naman.
Game na game po yan. We will make sure to chat you, to reach out to you, Sir Sig. So please keep your messages open para we can reach out to you kaagad. Thank you po, sir. And here, last but definitely not the least, from Monty Mata. Nice one, Tomas. So may buwati ko sa'yo, sir. All right. So, thank you so much for that. Grabe, what a refreshing. Ito na, I take it back.
Right.
Ito na yung highlight of the week ko. Highlight of the week for the
Truly, truly, truly.
Wala nang iba. Wala nang iba. So, okay, let's go back to track kasi marami pa tayong may share dito na 40 stories. So, Lance, go ahead
Yeah.
and share with us the next question.
Okay, so this question is actually directed towards our guests. So besides making a name for the school as ito, mabagal ko na Lucas ha, three-time CMMA joke lang, three-time CMMA award-winning best high school publication. How do you think Northfield as a community has benefited from Fortibus? So I would like to ask Sir Mark first.
Okay.
Sir. Okay.
So how did Northfield benefit from the school publication? I think I'm proud to say this, that it's not only Northfield who benefited from Fortibus. I'm sure some of the older, more senior members of Northfield before know about this. I've been telling them this when I was still their school paper advisor, that many other student media organizations, school paper organizations in the Philippines has looked up to Fortibus and the team that we have. I know this because I give a lot of workshops, journalism talks. I've been invited all over the Philippines to give this types of talks, and I am always surprised because not there's no miss. All of the provinces, the schools that I was invited to give those talks, there's someone there who will always approach me and tell me, I know you're the advisor of Fortibus, and we know Fortibus, and we have been inspired by your school publication to be better at the work that we are also doing as campus journalists. And that was really an eye opener for me, because when we started reviving Fortibus, it was still with the first rebirth group, so to say, the batch of Gab Navarro, Waki Palanya, Gio Esguerra, the first editor-in-chief since 2012, Jose Buencamino, Alfonso Balagtas. That batch of boys, it was such an inspiration that when we released the first rebirth issue, that's how we called it. We were just inspired to keep outdoing ourselves every year, challenging ourselves, you guys, as the current members, to innovate, not to be afraid of innovation, of trying to offer to the people new things. And I think Fortibus has pioneered once again another way of telling stories with your podcast, with FortiKast. So I think it's not just really Northfield who benefited from the great work that you guys have been doing for years. Many other students, you just don't know who they are, but there are a lot of campus journalists and school paper advisors who appreciate and look up to the work that you do as members of Fort.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. And this was all thanks to our pioneer. So, Sir Tomas, thank you.
Okay. So how about you, Sir Thomas?
Sorry, yeah, what was the question?
Oh, okay, okay, it's okay. How do you think Northfield as a community has benefited from Fortibus?
Pues, I think that honestly, I think that that Fortibus, I mean, from where we started up to now, I remember. I mean, it's amazing. Like when I found your show on Facebook, so obviously I'm out of touch. It's really amazing how things have really changed from where we were. The first edition was still in black and white, I remember. But then, like as Mark Villaluna said, because when I was already here. I think when I started seeing the Fortibus regeneration, that's what I said. When Mark did what he did was really amazing in that batch of students. I still remember those names, Gio Guerra and all these kids. I remember they were the younger ones when we were in high school. And then later, I think like the third rebirth, in my point of view, is the FortiKast and all of that. I think it was really something really something impactful. And more than that, it's like that sense of school unity and the sense of that school family and that sense of school pride. No, because like in our batches, since we were the first ones, and the school was literally growing, etc., etc. Then the uniform changed several times. I think we were one of the last batches with the brown uniform, and I can see now the uniform's way nicer with the polo, the white one, right? So we still had the brand. So yeah, I think, and then in my personal opinion, it was really like when when we had when me in my life, in my professional life, when Fortibus, I remember Miggy Delgado and Mr. June Baliano, the who were really heading Fortibus at that time. They really had a strong work ethic. I remember Miggy always saying we have to write really well, make everything good. The first edition was black and white, and in those 5 years, like I said, we still had the first editions, which I have at home. You can see the quality even of the paper change, etc., etc. So really that's striving to be better every time. And as Mark said, no, I think that's really important. I mean, that contribution to give that example and that work ethic of each time trying to conquer yourself. No, I think that's really important.
Okay. Wow. Grabe. So I guess like
Oh, wala
Okay,
si Lance.
na-disconnect yata si
Yeah, it got disconnected.
Lan.
So yeah, maybe we can go ahead with Francis. Your thoughts, Francis.
Yeah, so actually, I agree with what Sir Mark and Kuya Tomas has mentioned with Fortibus. I think it's really rooted in the motto that we adopted in Fortibus, Virtus in Veritate, because we've been always about the virtues, about mariners acquiring virtue, and Fortibus has become another venue for that. Especially, I remember Sir Mark telling us that Fortibus is not just a paper already; it's also a venue for student leadership. So I think a lot of the writers that have joined Fortibus have become leaders in their own way, and now I see a lot of members of Fortibus now are also involved with many other orgs in Northfield and have their own different things ongoing in their lives. So I see how they're really trying to be out there in the world, not just no matter how small Northfield is. And I think being a small school also, Fortibus has become sort of a mirror just to remind us that even if we're a small community, a small family, we're actually able to do a lot of things. I mean, just imagine if you would think that it's a small school, probably it would just have a few pages. But the paper, sometimes when we would prepare and publish Fortibus, it would reach 25 pages or even more. There's so many things that different students of Northfield would want to put in Fortibus. So you see how there's a lot of um, Northfield has formed a lot of creative students. There's a lot of initiative that can still be done, and I think FortiKast is just another way that Fortibus will be out there. So yeah, Lucas.
Thank you. We are dubbed as the little school that can. We may be, I think, tayo yung pinakamaliit, and we are indeed the little school that can. Thank you for your insights, guys. So, lastly, Gio, your thoughts on our discussion.
Okay, well, I really like what Kiko said. I believe that the Northfield community really benefited from Fortibus as a school paper, but also that I noticed that many of our former members, when you've gone on later, I guess, in life, I noticed that many of us still have held on to our roots as writers, as artists, and many other things more than that, which is what I'm really happy and I hope that the paper contributed to in their lives. And I think that that being said, yeah, one thing that I'm really happy that Northfield benefited from was that sense of tighter camaraderie. And I'd say that without Fortibus, I wouldn't have been able to get to know Kiko and many others. I wouldn't have been able to befriend them. So I'm thankful to Fortibus for that.
Okay. Thank
Friendship.
you.
Thank you too. Kasi ako rin, I wouldn't meet these people if it weren't for me writing for 40 kids. So, thank you. All right, thank you for the discussion we have so far. So, I think, guys, let's take a trip down memory lane. No? Let's see some photos that we have so far. So Bernz, care to share your screen?
Sure, we have some photos of
Yeah,
Fortibus
let's
during
share with
our...
our 40 viewers.
Ayan.
Yeah, that's what,
Alright.
patent pending yung 40 viewers.
Yan, kita nyo, no? Mga bata pa kayo
Yan.
dito.
I think grabe, sino yun? Oh, ang laki ng ma'am. Oh, sobrang laki to talaga. Sino
This
yan?
was our training, no, for the new writers. I think this was 2016
Lantaka.
or 2017, no, in Lantaka, Mark. Kasama
Yes,
natin si Mark Villaluna.
Tama.
Kiko is there. Gio is there also. Okay, so
Yes.
dyan yung mga iba pa
Grabe.
nating students.
I remember this
Okay.
day, no? Yeah. What about our next picture, sir? Go ahead.
Alright. Uy, galing
Ayan.
nito.
Oh my goodness. How
What
many
can you
years
say
ago?
about this, Gio?
Gio, what can you say?
Well, one thing I really enjoyed about being in Fortibus was being able to officially skip school with my classmates and schoolmates.
Skip school.
And with Sir Mark also.
DSPC.
Tama yan,
Yeah,
tama
yeah,
yan.
yeah. Then eat out after, no? But then, yeah, it just brings back so many memories. I can't believe it. Yeah. It's been too long.
Nice.
Thank you. Shout out to our Fortibus staff noon, no? Jed Reyes. Kanina yung
Yeah.
picture natin doon, lahat na sila. Jacob Sunga, shout out. Jack De Dios, EJ Tukay.
Look at Alvaro there.
Michael
Alvaro Cordero
Mario.
was so young.
Alvaro Cordero. Go ahead, sir.
Alright.
Proceed. Sige
Sige.
lang. Marami pa tayong
ako.
kapasadaan. Ayan. The
Nagpuyat kami
passing
dito
on
ni
of the
Mark.
moderators. Go ahead, sir. Your thoughts.
Do you remember this, Mark, no? Tinuturuan pa ako ni
Yeah.
Mark nang gumamit ng InDesign because that's as Mark mentioned, no? He was also assigned to do Fortibus. I was also assigned, no, to do Fortibus, and I did not know how to manage a newspaper back then because I was a contributor, and Sir Mark was also an inspiration in terms of learning how to design a school publication. So ang background ko kasi, as you guys know, is broadcasting, no? Hindi talaga sa writing. But Sir Mark was there to handhold me, so to speak. Sir Mark, do you have any fond memories of these early days, no, when you were still coaching us, including myself, no, in the team of Fortibus?
Well, aside from that laptop that I was using in that picture, died a natural death already. No, one thing that I also want to share with you guys, I mean, taking advantage of the time, is to always learn from one another and to pass on to others whatever skills or knowledge you have, because it's how you build and sustain a lasting organization. That's what I believe in.
Right.
If you know how to mentor, to not just transfer knowledge, skills, and information, but to be there. I mean, to simply be there. If these people in the current organization need help, your presence and the assurance that you will always be there to help them no matter what. No matter what, will keep them moving forward. And that's one thing that I'm really proud with Fortibus, because it has not only sustained itself, but it has been enduring and breaking barriers through years.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
it's really amazing how the organization has grown. And
And
that picture is just a reminder of that for me.
Thank you, sir. Ito ata
oh,
ang ganda na, no? Enduring. And speaking of enduring, tignan mo, first CMMA ata? Was this the first CMMA?
no. This is the second,
The
the
second
third.
na. The
Third.
third
The
na.
third. This is the third. Nandiyan na ako eh. Oo, so yan. Third CMMA natin yan with Gio. Kiko is there, no? Sila Kevin, si Sir Mark is there. I always invite Sir
My
Mark,
gratitude.
no?
Mike Lacho.
Because si Sir Mark talaga, he started the CMMA tradition and we are continuing what he started. So ito,
Galing.
no? Another tradition. Speaking of, I
Another
was told,
tradition.
meron daw kayong tradition na binubuhat niyo yung moderator. I'm trying to look for a picture of Sir Mark na binubuhat niyo. Wala akong makita.
Can Sir
Okay,
Tomas
nasa akin
confirm
yun.
that? Was this, did
Pakita
you
ko,
start
wait lang.
did you
Meron
start the
ka dyan?
tradition, Sir Tomas?
Yeah, this
Or-
kinds of pictures. Yeah, I was looking at it in my hard disk the other day, and I was looking. Yeah, we have lots of pictures of these from back in the day. The first issues with the first team photo of the full Fortibus. I mean, I honestly, in my opinion, is I'm really proud of Northfield and Fortibus and what you guys are doing. It's amazing. I mean, think of it. Back in the day, we were 13 or 14 years old, 2002, and then now it's 2021. I have a kid, and with the ID, it's amazing. Yeah, and it's amazing how that work ethic was really continued. And when Mark and his team and all the guys at that time were able to reach the Catholic Mass Media Awards, in reality, as such a short in 10 years since founding, and in the middle of that, it disappeared. I understand. Amazing.
What I think, just to add, what Tomas's team proved as well is that he mentioned that they started Fortibus when they were in grade 7, right? It just proves to us teachers that our students in Northfield have talents and skills, and as young as grade 7, if you have the passion and the right mix of people to start something new and working, the students will be there, and will really work for that organization and achieving those goals you set for the organization. And actually, that was the inspiration why I said yes to the challenge of reviving the publication, because when I was doing my research, I saw those older copies that Tomas was mentioning about a while back. I said, these are grade 7 students. I'm handling high school students now, so I don't think it's impossible to bring back Fortibus.
Ayan.
Thank you, sir.
And Sir Mark, no, and Lucas and everyone, let's just have a quick look at the awards, no? Quick throwback lang tayo, guys.
The fruits of our labor.
Yan, no? So this is the 36 CMMA, the 39th CMMA, and then ito yung mga past issues natin, no? Those are the award-winning issues. And because of our, again, no, continuous learning tayo, si Sir Linus naman, ang strength naman niya is nasa design. We were blessed enough to be part of the finalists for the BDCP. It's a new recognition also for campus journalism, no? Best design campus paper. And ayan, no, finalist. And then we were finalists in the 41st CMMA. Ayun. So those are the pictures. Lucas and everyone, it's really like, looking at old family photos, talking to your family ancestors, kuya, at yung mga ganyan, I don't know.
Flashback
That's how I
Friday.
feel.
Tama, agreed, sir. Thank you. And here,
But walang tawag nito, paddling. Di ba parang it's a brotherhood, di ba?
Yes.
Tama. Ayan, so we have a question, no, to our panel today. We have a question from a very interesting person. So, Sir Linus, can you share with us, this wonderful question?
Our executive director himself. So, what do the alumni guest think of Fortibus branching out into broadcasting?
So maybe we can hear from Sir Tomas and Gio. Your thoughts, guys? We start
I
with Sir
think
Tomas.
that yeah, I think that you should go into broadcasting. Why? Number one, the current circumstances. Because right now with the pandemic, and I think it's harder even there in Asia, in Manila, no? Than here. Here I can still go out. I can go to the office. Like my kids are going to school, and there's no problem. But I think that now with the online platforms, with Facebook, with Instagram, with YouTube, you can actually reach more people, and it's actually what the trend is. No, I'm not saying that print media is dead. Absolutely not. But then obviously everybody else is more on instantaneous. You can go on your phone, on your laptop. You can share the link, and people can reach. So yeah, I think it's a good initiative, and it's more instantaneous. It's more interactive. So absolutely, and now since I understand the school is closed, no, there's all online classes now, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, I think it makes all the sense in the world. It's the big jump. Yeah.
Thank you, Paul. What about
Maybe
you, Gio?
Mark's the expert of the. He's the media guy. He's the one who knows.
Yeah. So before we go to Gio, Sir Mark, your thoughts.
Like what I said, FortiKast is another amazing innovation from the group. And it's one of the firsts, if not the first, high
Yeah.
school initiated podcasts in the Philippines. And you were able to pull it off quite well. I've been watching the past episodes,
Yeah.
the quality of the guests that you have been inviting, and I just want to tell you, just to keep doing it, because you also inspired me. I mean, I'm planning to do my own podcast show soon. I will just announce it sometime in the
Collab
future.
soon.
But yeah, why not? So so yeah, it just amazes me how you guys keep on innovating and offering something new, not just to your immediate Northfield community, but to also to the other viewers as well. So keep at it.
Thank you,
You're
sir.
doing really great job.
Sorry, Gio. I know. I just want to
Go
put a
ahead.
quick insert here so you guys know. Talking about that, I studied in Pamplona, and my kids go to a PAREF school here in Madrid. The same. It's called Fomento. The same kind of style. It's exactly the same. And I'm telling you, the quality of Fortibus, which I've been watching it from afar, is amazing. And I'm talking about European level. I mean, it's amazing. You guys do not know what you have with you right there. Amazing. Yun lang. Go, Gio.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nakakilabot
Thank
yung
you po.
European
Yun nga
standards.
eh. Thank you po. Thank you po. All right.
Lucas, I have
Maraming
one more
salamat.
picture.
Go
Very
ahead, Sir Bernz.
interesting. No, so
Yeah, go ahead.
this just came in. Ano ba? I-share ko ulit yung screen ko.
This just came in.
Just to prove our existing tradition talaga, no, kung sino man yung susunod na magiging moderator ng Fortibus. Ayan. Bubo natin. Thank you,
Oh my
Kiko,
God!
for this picture. So, told you guys, no, it's a tradition in Fortibus. I don't know why did you guys start this tradition, but it
I
looks
don't know.
fun.
Nice. Grabe.
Alright.
Thank you
Thank
for
you,
that,
Kiko,
Sir
for
Bernz.
sending. Okay.
So
That
let's
was
hear out
Mark.
from Gio again. So Gio, your thoughts, no, on the brand of Fortibus branching out to broadcasting.
Okay, so I really agree with what Sir Tomas and what Sir Mark said nga. And I think it was very, very timely. It's like, looking now, it seems like social media is even more dominant than even just like 5 years ago. Now it's really just everywhere, and more so now in this time. So I think it's very timely and good. I hope that, though, I guess it's my hope still that the writing tradition still continues
Of course. Because we are
alongside this also. Yeah.
two CMMAs away from reaching that Hall of Fame. All right. So what about you, Kuya Francis? Your thoughts?
Well, I think I'll just echo what they've all said, which is don't be afraid. There's so many things you can explore, do, initiate in this pandemic. I mean, when I was asked if I could start something, for example, the Year of St. Joseph, sabi ni Bernz, podcast na yan, podcast. Tapos hindi ko alam kung anong saan makakarating. And then now we're already thinking of partnering with CBCP with it. So just imagine, there's so many things that one can do even if you're just stuck at home, even if you can't go to school. Ang dami, as in, go lang, wag kayo matakot, in other words.
Thank you. Grabe. Don't be afraid. Oh, ang dami talagang learnings today. Maraming salamat to our panel, Sir Bernz, Reliance. I don't know about you guys, pero ang dami kong natutunan today. Let's feature some comments before we wrap up our wonderful discussion for today. All right. So from Sir Rod Fernandez, I remember Gio is like a dark horse in a competition. The school joined on journalism. Yeah, I think I remember this.
Let me
Okay,
mention
okay,
something.
Go ahead,
Because-
Sir Mark.
Yeah, because Gio is being modest. Very modest. Well, actually, Gio was I think, the first Northfield student who was able to win a national level award
NSPC.
in campus journalism. He won, I think, 9th place. He's
I think it was
he's one of
seventh.
the top.
Hmm.
He's one of the top 7 best editorial writers in the Philippines in 2016, right?
2016, I think so.
Yeah.
2016, yeah.
Yeah, he was 3rd place he was 10th place in Quezon City, and then he advanced to the regionals. He was 3rd place in NCR, and then in the national level he was 7th place, and he was the only editorial writer from NCR who made it to the top 10 in the nationals. So Gio is just being
NF.
very modest.
Hashtag tatak
But he was-
Fortibus.
He's really a very, very good writer.
Yeah, palakpakan ng Gio Boncan, everyone. Palakpakan naman natin.
Well,
Thank you.
looking back, that was a unforgettable experience. Being able to go all the way there. No, was just at Coronadal. 1 week there. I think I missed family day that year because my mind's like a black hole when it comes to that. Okay, so there. 1 week there, and it was with Sir Mark, and it was really unforgettable, meeting new people and seeing new places and joining the contest. I think one thing I remember was the week after I got home, my stomach was really bad, like really bad, and I missed class afterwards. So I think I missed the debate class under Sir Mark. That was because of that. But no regrets, of course, no regrets. It just, that's what I remember. I'm
Yeah.
just glad that it turned into something good. Yeah. the whole
Tatak
experience.
Northfield, guys. Hashtag Tatak Northfield ka nga kayo dyan, guys. Kung nanonood pa kayo, hashtag Tatak Northfield on the comment section if you guys are still with us, all right? And here, let's check out some more comments here from Kuya Martin Berberabe, Sir Mark, OG Fortibus Beast. And here, Sir Tomas, may bumabati po sa inyo from Miguel Delgado. Woohoo!
He's the first editor-in-chief. Yeah.
Hello po. Thank you for joining us. Gio from Undoy Calvario. Gio so galing. And here from Sir Rod Fernandez also to share that the batch of Tomas also won speech choir
That's
in
true.
UP.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's
grabe,
true.
so many milestones, no? Shout out to
2006.
our 2000, I was 3 years old. Shout out to our alumni out there. All right. So, grabe, thank you so much for joining us towards the final stretch of our discussion. Dear 40 viewers out there. And again, if you're still joining us, comment naman kayo ng hashtag Tatak Northfield dyan sa ating comment section. All right. So maybe to close and wrap up our discussion, I'd like to hear from our 40 pioneers. Is it too much na medyo pilit na ba, guys? Or pwede pa? 40 pioneers?
Pwede pa, kaya pa.
Kaya pa. Okay.
Pwede pa
40
naman.
pioneers, no? Maybe your closing remarks and your words of inspiration to the Mariners today or to our other viewers na may interest in writing or in the field of journalism. So let's start with Francis, your words of wisdom for our youth today.
anything can happen. So, like my story in Fortibus, it was an accident. So someone just came into our classroom, someone just advertised Fortibus, and I never thought where I would be. I mean, now I'm studying journalism, and like what I said before, there's so many things that you can discover. So don't be afraid. I was just talking to a Northfield student who actually wanted to apply for Fortibus, and I told him, no, okay lang yan. Don't be afraid. I mean, that's where you'll make friends. That's where you'll hone your skills. That's where you'll be able to discover great potentials. So don't worry, we're all here for you. We're with you in this journey. So yun ang Lucas.
Thank you, Francis. And this just in, the new segment of FortiKast is called the Wow Message, or Wow meaning words of wisdom. Thank you, Sir Bernz. So let's hear naman from our from the rest of the panel their wows or words of wisdom from Gio, no, dubbed as the dark horse daw. Sabi dun sa comment section.
Uh,
Maybe you can share with
I
us
don't
your
know
wow
about
message.
I don't know about dark horses, and I don't know if my words will be wise now. But okay, so here, I guess one thing that came to mind just now was just have no regrets. I guess. Wow, it's really dramatic, really cliche, you know. Okay, so I think Fortibus was an opportunity, but more than that, it was something that came by that I was really glad to embrace, and it was a path that led to many other people, many other friends, dear friends who I know today. And I guess if I have to condense this, just embrace the little opportunities and the big opportunities that come your way. Don't don't be too quick to say no. I guess that's what I'm gonna say. And I guess just to end it all, learn to write. I think that it's something that everyone should really learn. It's not that you're writing to be a writer. Writing for me, I believe, is a way of thinking, and I think I apply that every day, and I credit Fortibus for that. Writing as thinking, yeah.
Thank you, Gio. That was wise, okay? Don't that was wise, man. Come on. That was really wise. Thank you. Thank you, Gio. Sir Mark, kayo naman po, your wow message.
Well, for me, that we always have to remember that the human beings, the people that we meet every single step of the way, are living life lessons that we should learn from. And that's the beauty about telling stories, about being a campus journalist or a writer. It's not so much because you are simply great uh, at a skill, but it's because you have that heart of being able to use your talent and skill in writing, in storytelling, in broadcasting, so that you can affect the lives of more people and probably change it for the better. And communication, journalism, all the things that you are doing now are great platforms to do so, to embrace the stories of other people and to share it with the rest of the world. Um, and always, I think we all have to remember that when we write, when we tell stories, we are not writing or telling them because we want to appear good for ourselves. We are not telling our stories as writers, but we are telling the stories of others. So, being in Fortibus, being a part of a podcast like FortiKast, means being able to serve others. I think ultimately that's what we have all in common, and we should stick with it.
Thank you, sir. Grabe. Whew, so many lessons. I'm not gonna
Bomba.
sleep tonight just thinking about this. Thank you, Sir Mike. Last but definitely not the least, Sir Tomas, your wow message.
Thanks. Well, I think really short. First, Tatak NF. I've been hearing that since I was probably in grade two. So I'm glad that I hear Lucas hearing it up to now. That's another tradition. And what is that Tatak NF? Fortuna Favet Fortibus. No, I cannot forget that. That's my words of wisdom. Fortuna Fabit Fortibus. It's our school motto is there's nothing more that we can really say except our school motto and bring it to real life.
Thank you so much for that, Sir Tomas. Grabe. Tatak NF. Isa nga ulit, hashtag Tatak NF to our mariners and viewers out there on the chat. Yeah, thank you, Sir Mark. All right. And here from Alvaro Cordero naman, thank you. And dito, Sir Tom Shah. Hi, sir. Good afternoon.
Wait,
Well,
grade 1 teacher again.
oh,
Mr.
grabe.
Sha!
Mr. Shah, grade 1.
Grand reunion. And dear friends, dear 40 viewers, dito na po tatapos ang ating In Focus segment. Let's give a round of applause. Once again, this has been the In Focus with Francis, Gio, Sir Mark, and Sir Tomas. All right, marami pong salamat. And actually, dear friends, dito na rin po nagtatapos ang ating programa ngayong araw na ito. Pero before we go, just couple of announcements we have. As usual, every 5 p.m., ngunit overtime na tayo. Nagkakaroon po ng doctrine classes with Father Dan Estepa, our school chaplain, every Friday, 5 p.m. If you wish to join us, feel free to reach out as we will share with you the Zoom link and the details for this today. And before we go, allow me to greet our very own producer, the amazing, the movie connoisseur, Atom Peza, who is there backstage. Happy birthday, Atom Peza. If you guys see him around, make sure to greet him, right? Happy birthday, Atom. All right. So, thank you so much for joining us for this wonderful episode, dear friends. Sana marami po kayo natutunan. Allow me to close today's episode. We thank you for joining us in today's episode. We hope you had a great time and you learned something new today. Virtus in veritate, there is strength in virtue. See you in our next episodes. This has been the FortiKast online show. God bless and stay safe. Fortuna Fabit Fortibus. Napakainit na, guys. Mag-iingat po kayo. Lagi mag-hydrate. And mag-iingat po dahil nakakatakot na ang ating virus. Okay? Ingat po sa lahat. God bless. Happy weekend. And see you all next week. This has been FortiKast. Paalam! Ingat po.
Bye. Happy weekend.
Bye-bye. Thank you.